Steve, how you doing, man?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you, mate.
Peugeot 504.
Yep.
Got my inlet manifold there.
Right.
And also
Fuel pump.
Kugel Fisher fuel pump. Now, I've got to admit that I don't know very much about these at all. So
Right.
I've come to you to see if you can give it a check out to see if it's operating okay.
Right, so what we'll do then, we'll start by taking the top off. That's the hydraulic head.
Okay, so what does this bit do?
That takes care of the fuel delivery.
So on a modern car, you get fuel injectors and you get an electronic control unit, an ECU.
Yeah.
But this is like a mechanical pneumatic version of that.
Yeah, that's your mechanical mapping system.
Right. Oh, okay.
Basically. Yeah, because obviously the pneumatic governor will control the amount of fuel, and the delivery system in the hydraulic head will take care of the delivery side. Same with the altitude corrector.
Okay, right. So an altitude corrector. Hold on.
Yes.
I just thought that was just some sort of pressure relief. That's an altitude corrector.
That's an altitude corrector.
So what does the altitude corrector do in all of this?
That is basically, we've got a slot in there with a barometric unit, bellows.
Right.
And that moves in and out and opens the slot and determines how much bleed air goes in there to relieve the pressure on the diaphragm.
This basically has inside it the basic workings of a barometer, a household barometer,
Yes.
the things that make that barometer work.
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
So that then adjusts the pump. So so depending on the atmospheric pressure,
Yes.
day to day.
Yeah, the altitude basically.
And
yes.
altitude
Yes.
as well. So
basically you could go up, the mountains in Switzerland or the next day down on the Serengeti.
so that's like piston engined aircraft.
Yes.
Used to have.
Yeah, that's one in the war like the Messerschmitt used to have one.
So
The ME-109.
right, okay. So this is using World War II fighter plane technology
Yes.
to operate this pump.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Got you.
Yeah.
So now we've got engine temperature.
Yep.
We've got metering.
Yes.
We've got atmospherics and diaphragm.
Yep.
And now, and here we've got the actual
Mechanical
pumping element,
part, yeah.
mechanical pumping element.
Yes. Yep.
So this is the actual.
Actual pump, basically.
Okay.
They're just the add-ons to make it all work.
Gotcha.
Right. First of all, we take off the hydraulic head.
Right. Okay. And you see, when you take all of these parts out, despite the outside of the pump looking
It looks
pretty
pretty good,
nasty,
don't it?
yeah, everything looks really spotless
They
inside.
are a pretty good pump, to be honest with you. The worst enemy of them was not putting oil in them. There you go, look, they're basically seized down.
Okay.
They are, and it looks like we've got quite a bit of wear on the plungers as well.
Right. Okay. So the plungers are these things here.
That's it, yep.
And so the wear that you can see are these little circles on the top.
In the centre, yeah. Yep.
Okay, so these are seized down.
Yes. When I had to tap it off with the hammer, it was basically stuck on the gasket. But normally what happens is, if those are loose, it will force itself off.
Oh, right, okay. So
Because under the spring pressure, yeah.
What are these things with these?
They're the tappets.
Tappets. So is this like a camshaft, like an input camshaft?
Yeah.
So that those tappets move up and down?
Yeah, and that creates the pressure on these to give injection.
All right.
That's one we've headlined
So
about for a while.
is this an actual Kugel Fisher?
That's the one for this particular pump.
Oh, okay, cool. So that pushes
Just a
the
bit awkward,
tappets
isn't it?
up,
Yes.
and then down.
When it drops down is when you get the charge of fuel in.
Right.
Then when it pushes back up, that pushes the charge out.
Right, okay. So what do we do now?
Right, well, we mount it into the jig.
Okay. So now you're going to pull that shaft completely out.
It should come out, yes.
Like
You feel it, and you just have to
there
wiggle
we
it.
are.
There you go, that's it.
Okay, got you.
Yeah.
These are almost like keys, aren't they?
Yes.
So these are sized for each individual pump.
They
now,
are,
what does
yes.
that +5 mean?
It means the actual lift on here. That is basically a mapping part of the pump.
So if we wanted to alter the amount of fuel that was being allowed in,
Yeah, you could alter it on there.
you'd alter it with one of these.
Yes.
So we've got really good news with the wear on the mechanical side of everything.
Yes.
So this
Yep.
this is our
the part.
culprit.
Yes, definitely. Being as they're seized, we're not getting no injection.
So I couldn't have hit it with the side with the
You
hammer.
could have tried, but I don't think it would have done.
All it had done was make a mark in the side of it.
Yeah.
Right, so that has to go in the vise in a special jig.
That's correct, yep.
So you've got to hold everything in the right place.
That's it.
Okay.
Right, stick the light on so you can see what we're doing.
Okay, so they're quite... Oh, wait a minute, hold on. I've pushed that down, now it won't come back up. So that is what's happened with our pump. I've just seized that in a position. We've only got one working.
Yeah.
All the rest of them have stuck.
Correct.
So any firing that the engine did when we tried it
Would have been
was
on that
probably
one.
just on this one.
Yes. Right, we'll take this one out first,
Okay.
and there we go.
And they just pull out altogether on their own.
Just the plunger part.
So this gets pushed up and down and squirts the fuel out of there,
Right.
up the pipe and through to the
Yes.
injector.
Yep. Right, we need that special tool.
Okay.
Yeah, another special tool.
Okay, another special tool, and
Yeah.
that gets the barrel out of the
Hopefully
head.
it does, yes.
So that goes down over there,
Yep.
and then that slides onto the barrel, and then you slide the collar down, and that just tightens up that collet kind of
should
action.
pull it out.
Okay.
But again,
Is that going to be a tight one?
it is
Oh. So what's holding it in there?
seals.
Rubber seals? Oh, okay. That's looking quite tight. Oh, hold on.
That's it.
Lost your collar.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so what can we do? What can you use a pair of grips to
We
get in
could
out,
do, or pliers, whichever. Yeah, we've
Okay.
got a pair of pliers there.
pair of pliers?
Yeah. One anyway. Careful.
Oh,
with
here
your
we
fingers. There you go. You can
Look
do
at
this
that.
more often.
Trying not to do any damage, but
Yeah.
stuck there. There we go.
That's it.
Okay,
Yeah.
there you are. So, what can you do with these? Or
We could probably try cleaning them up and that, but with the state of those, I don't think it would be worth it. We'd probably end up with too much leakage down the barrels.
yeah,
So I would think we'd probably put new barrels in or refurbish ones which you've got on stock.
okay. So these are going to be replaced,
Yes,
and that is our problem solved. So
it
once
certainly is.
the whole pump is rebuilt again, we should be up
Hopefully
and
it should
running.
be fine, yeah.
Fantastic. That's brilliant. Well, I'm going to leave you to get all that done and set up.
No problem.
Okay, and then
Yeah.
get everything calibrated on the machine,
Yes,
and I'll come back and get the pump in a bit.
no problem.
Thank you very much, Steve.
All right, mate.
That's brilliant.
It's been nice having you.
Yeah, I know a little bit more now. Cheers, man.
All right
See
then,
you
mate.
later.